The Queen is born to the Abbey, where she was married in 1947, crowned in 1953, where she attended royal weddings and funerals. All, as with her own funeral today, part of the recurring seasons of death and renewal.
Borough Party, stand still. Borough Party, slow march.
Yeah. Welcome to the setting down to Davy Jones's locker of Queen Elizabeth II, the greatest ruler of the United Kingdom since Queen Elizabeth I. Yeah. I like to think. Although she wasn't a ruler of the United Kingdom, she was only a ruler of England. Anyway, welcome to the funeral alternative commentary. Because today be International Speak Like a Pirate Day. Ha me hearty. So, big hello to Jacob and to Kevin and to Jimmy and to Dimitar. Lol. So, there be the Queen there in the box. She was a scallywag. She was a scourge of the seven seas. And we won't see her like again. Now, just a couple of house rules before we get started. We'll have no swearing and no cussing on the old chat there, because I'll have to mute you. The reason being, I went a bit scoused then, didn't I? The reason being, there might be children watching, okay? Just bear that in mind, you scurvy scallywags. There be Prince Harry there. There's Princess Anne. They need a lot of people to carry the box, which is somewhat surprising, because you'd think she wouldn't weigh very much. Tis be a solemn occasion. We picked a fine day to have a migraine, says Duke. Yes, indeed, Duke, but at least you're here with me. Giving a bit of an alternative voiceover to what you would have to be put one up with the old BBC. Hope you like me piracy costume. Took me ages to put this together. Oh dear. Charles had his jacket button on. I probably have mine as well, but you know. We've all been there. This is St. Paul's Cathedral. Over the road. No, it's not. It's not St. Paul's, is it? It's the one that's over the road from the Parliament. Westminster Abbey. That's the one. We just had a bit of a short walk over from Parliament to Westminster Abbey. There's King Charles III. King Charles I was he was a bit of a vamp king, you know. We had to put him to death. And then King Charles II, he was a rum one as well. He liked the ladies. What can I say? There's next in line to the throne after Charlie. That is Prince William there, or Prince Willie. Now, do they bury the crown with the Queen? I don't think they do. It's a very expensive crown. They would not bear. They would not. They would not. Now you're supposed to take your hat off in church. Everyone's going to shout at Meghan now, so you take your hat off in church. you wee barn. You little chanty. It's all very solemn. Thing is, you walk that slow, you kind of waddle. Do you see it now? Yarr. Looks like they're still trying to get their sea legs back on the ground. Terra firma. There's Prince Harry. Good lad. Fought for 10 years for our country. The bastard. I'm only joking. He didn't really. Do I sound like Lloyd Bridges? Oh no, we're making an airplane gag. Ah yes, she be the Queenie. She reigned over us for 70 glorious years. Or at least, maybe 10 of them were glorious. The rest of them were a bit of a ball ache. That'd be good. There'll be some fine grog in there that I got. Got some fine grog. It seems to be taking a long time to walk from one end of the room to the other. Great Pirate Day. I'm dressed as Seaman Staines. Captain Pugwash. Able-bodied Seaman Staines. Roger the cabin boy. Nah, it was a joke in the pirate eye. It didn't really exist. Oh, there he is. Prince Charles doesn't like pens. Pens get on his tits. There's his mistress. There's his sister, Queen Anne. Oh, and there's the nonce. Quickly dissolve, fade out, fade away from the nonce. Prince Andrew there. Yeah. Should be walking down a bloody gangplank. Not an aisle in church. Oh no. Like Harry saw someone he recognised and gave him a little nod. Little nod of the head. Shiver me timbers to you said. But you're not supposed to do that. He's going to get into trouble. That guy there, he's taking his hat off. He's walking along. I think Paddington Bear knows what all the bearskin hats are made of. Takes an entire bear to make a bearskin hat, you know. True story. Need me grog. Quick fade away from the nonce. Well done, says Joni. For those of us just joining us, welcome to International Speak Like a Pirate Day, stroke the Queen's funeral. we're putting the two together, but we're going to be very reverent and deferential, as far as we can be. The old lady of the sea. Oh, that's a lovely shot, isn't that? Isn't that a lovely shot? Didn't take it from a drone. No, there was not a drone in there. They'd be silly rain. That's a fantastic bird's eye view. None of the people in the congregation can see that unless they're watching it on their phone, which they shouldn't be. It be sad that the Queenie died, but she was 96. 96 years old. She had a good innings, good time on the briny, on the fair old sea. This reminds me of Grand Theft Auto. You know when you got the Goranga in the first one, when it was all top down, before it got all fancy and that. He be the Archbishop of Canterbury, the ABC.
In grief and also in profound thanksgiving.
Oh no, it's the very Reverend Dr. David Hoyle. He's the Dean of Westminster. Sorry to you there, Archbishop of Canterbury.
To a church where remembrance and hope are sacred duties.
They'd be sacred
Here,
duties, they be.
Where Queen Elizabeth was married and crowned, we gather from across the nation, from the Commonwealth, and from the nations of the world, to mourn our loss, to remember her long life of selfless service and ensure confidence, to commit her
I need
to
to
the
put my
mercy
headphones on,
of God,
because you might be
our
getting some
Maker
repetition
and
on the
Redeemer.
old audio there.
With gratitude,
up on me
we
mic.
remember her unswerving commitment to a high
should have
calling
used me black
over so
ones.
many years as Queen and head of the Commonwealth. With admiration, we recall her lifelong sense of duty and dedication to her people. With thanksgiving, we praise God for her constant example of Christian faith and devotion. With affection, we recall her love for her family
And our
and
corgis.
her commitment to the causes she held dear.
I thought he was going to say corgis then, but he says causes.
Now, in silence, let us in our hearts and minds recall our many reasons for thanksgiving. Pray for all members of her family.
Except for Prince Andrew,
And
he can
commend Queen
he can
to the care
hang from a yard arm for all I
of
care.
Almighty God.
I'd want a shot across his bow. You what? You bleeding git, says Duke Vengeance.
O merciful
He
God,
has to give all these wrong guns
the
a bit of
Father of our
Evo.
Lord Jesus Christ, who is the resurrection and the life, in whom whosoever believeth shall live, though he die, and whosoever liveth and believeth in him
There she
shall
is.
not die.
Queenie in the coffin.
Who has taught us by his holy apostle St. Paul not to be sorry as men without hope for them that sleep in him. We meekly beseech thee, O Father, to raise us from the death of sin unto the life of righteousness,
That building be freaking
that
insane.
when we
it
shall
be.
depart this
Arr,
life, we
Isn't that
may
a crazy
rest in
building?
him, as our hope is this
They put
our
a lot of
sister
care and attention into that building.
and that at the general resurrection in the last day, we may be found acceptable in thy sight, and receive that blessing which thy well-beloved Son shall then pronounce to all that love and fear thee.
Most pirates in
saying,
one place in Hastings. Well
Come,
done,
ye
son.
blessed children of my Father, receive the kingdom
Samba
prepared
Pete
for
there.
you from the beginning of the world. Grant this, we beseech thee, O merciful Father, through Jesus Christ, our mediator and redeemer.
I don't think the Queen was any different from any other of the people from her generation, to be honest with you. And now I've got a frog in my throat. The Queen's choir are going to give it a little bit of a sing-along. So join in if you know the words. Me patch before the mount. It's all very sad, but the good news is that footage from GTA 6 is already leaked. Thanks for that, Pertolatory. There be Camilla, who's on the side. Bloody hell, Princess Anne doesn't half like the Queen, don't she? That's the tomb of the unknown soldier there. Surrounded by poppies. Avashti, me hearties. We be here at the funeral of Queen Elizabeth II. The lady what gave me my letters of marque. Until then I was just a humble pirate. Then I was a privateer. Went round the world, conquering, pillaging, the other stuff. It'd be grand. Thank you very much. Queen Elizabeth, sorry. I almost said Victoria then. It's been a long night. There's little George there. Just above me. Prince William and Kate. She's going to be our future queen one day, maybe. We'll keep them moving. Can't see the nonce. They put them on the second row. So, When the Royal Mail is under the control of Charles III, does that make it the C-3PO? Not my joke. Stole it for someone else. Splice the main brace! Haul the halyard high. Oh, there's Megan, hiding behind a candle, as is her wont. Aye. She'd be a wonderful lass. I say bring a spring upon her. Yar. My voice up, background down. I can do that, my friends. Ready to a bit of coffee then. I got to say that... Oh, it's got really loud all of a sudden. I've got to say that pirate impressions are not my forte. Nor is making pirate hats or patches. Or hooks for hands. It's very hard moving the mouse around with me hook. Oh, look at this man with the flowery hat on. I like your hat. Looks like a fountain. Yarr. Great stuff, me hearties. Blow me down with a feather. Another great shot. I'm ruining by being in the corner of it dressed as a pirate. Sorry about that, BBC camera person. Yarr.
Now is Christ risen from the dead and become the first fruits of them that sleep. For since by man came death, by man came also the resurrection of the dead. For as in Adam all die, even so in Christ shall all be made alive. But every man in his own order.
Let's play Monkey Island later.
Christ, the first fruits.
I'm going to sound like Tom Waits soon.
Afterward,
Do me footing.
are Christ at his coming.
You know what they say. True
Then
Tom Waits.
cometh the end.
Cometh the man,
When
cometh the
he
hour.
shall have
No,
delivered
other way
up
round.
the kingdom
Cometh the hour,
of God,
cometh the woman.
even the Father.
Bet the listeners to the MSM tribe.
Have put
It's a
down
silver fox
all
dude.
rules,
Yeah, I believe that myself.
for he
It's a jolly good
must
fella.
reign.
Oh no, sorry. Preempted you there, love.
All enemies under his feet. The last enemy shall be destroyed is death. For this corruptible must put on incorruption, and this mortal must put on immortality. So when this corruptible shall have put on incorruption, and this mortal shall have put on immortality, then shall be brought to pass the saying that is written.
Oh no, I see the nonce now. He be on the front row,
Swallowed up,
next to Edward E.B.
O death, where is thy sting? O grave, where is thy victory? The sting of death is sin, and the strength of sin is the law. But thanks be to God, which giveth us the victory through our Lord Jesus Christ. Therefore, my beloved brethren, be ye steadfast, unmovable.
Be steadfast. That'd be a good piratey expression there. I like that.
For as much as ye know that your labor is not in vain in the Lord. Thanks be to God.
Thanks be to God. Arr. Weigh anchor and hoist the mizzen. Arr, the little ones are going to do a little song for you now. It might be a little squawky. Ah, yes, it's very squawky indeed. One of the little kids has got a little medal for services for singing. There's little beef eaters there in the front. Baby beef eaters. They grow them in a pot. When they get older, they become old, fat beef eaters that you see in the tower. You don't normally see them at that age. True story. Day Sex Machine has been in church 2 times. Arr, me mateys. Yar. Sing us a song. This is a song now for Jack Ketch. Great piratey pirate. Along with Davy Jones. But it turned out that Captain Jack Sparrow was a bit of a dick. Yarr. You can't get a doctor's appointment today. Yarr. But that's like every day. I'm sorry to say. Oh, look at that. Lovely shot again. Ship shape, Bristol fashion. Love it. Arr. There'd be a lot of stuff to plunder in there. In that there hall. A lot of golden stuff. Should go there. Give it a good plundering. Yarr. This lady's not paying attention. Too busy looking at the person next to her. Can't ride a bike around Birmingham. You can't ride a bike around Westminster Abbey either. Rawr, it'd be wrong. Can you sail a ship on the high seas, though? I think you can. Me cutlass by me side. Me parrot on me shoulder. And me hook for picking me nose. Arr. I used to be a choir boy, you know. Not a lot of people know that, but I did used to be a choir boy. Back when I was a little wee barn. I couldn't sing for shit, like. Sorry, no more cussing, no more swearing. I couldn't sing very well, like, but I used to just sing the first word and then just mime. Hello, David. We welcome ye to the Queenie's funeral. They're putting our Queenie there in the ground. There she is in the box, in the coffin. They're putting him in the ground. But today's International Talk Like a Pirate Day, so, as be a tradition that dates back at least 20 years, we're talking like a pirate for the commentary for the Queen's funeral. Yarr.
Let not your heart be troubled.
Go to this truss. Arr! She be a scurvy wench. At least it's not be Boris Johnson giving the lesson, eh? She's not Boris Johnson. That's the good thing. That's the good thing.
I go to prepare a place for you.
She be a robot.
And if I go,
But I'd rather have a robot than a Boris Johnson. I like to think, oh, Queenie hung on. She hung on to the very end until she saw the back of Boris Johnson. Because Queenie was like, shiver me timbers. There's no way you're speaking at my funeral.
and the way
Boris Johnson. You cur.
saith unto him,
Yeah. You son of a biscuit eater. That's what you are, Boris Johnson.
and how can we know the way?
The trust bottom. That is a
Jesus
disgrace.
saith unto him, I am the way, the truth,
Arr.
and the life.
The better tea you're
No
drinking.
man
Nah,
cometh
it
unto the Father.
It be, grog.
If ye had known me,
Finest grog.
ye should have known
The
my
finest
Father
grog in
also.
Christendom.
And from henceforth ye know him and have seen him.
Oh, there's a beef eater there in his
Saith
silly
unto
hat.
him,
Little flowers on.
Lord.
Lovely.
show us the Father, and it sufficeth us.
Imagine if it just did,
Jesus
like,
saith
they just
unto
woke up one day and went to work, and
Have
the
I
workman
been
said,
so
the boss said, you had to wear this suit today. And he's like, what?
Yet hast thou not known me.
What is that?
He that hath seen me hath
Ah, it be rum. Finest Caribbean spiced rum. She is your New World Order servant. Arr. Okay. If you say so. Oh, look at this man's organ. He's got a giant organ. The Lord's my shepherd. Ah, you see, even when I'm a pirate, I'm still pretty good at picking things out. You want me on your quiz team, especially if the questions are about pirates. Everything be closed, says Peter. Yes, that's why you should be home watching me making jokes at the Queen's funeral. No, not at the Queen's expense. The Queen's funeral. Being very reverent. Did you like the last shot there? It mercifully cut off Prince Andrew. Prince Andrew was just out the shot. They had Princess Anne's husband, but no Prince Andrew, because he's a massive nonce, a massive sweaty nonce. Captain Morgan and his Hammond organ. Nice one. Someone's singing quite enthusiastically there. They're doing now all the high notes. We seem to have ourselves an opera singer. Arr. Poor little George. He's lost his grandmammy. Great grandmammy, actually. He lost his grandmammy back in 1997. Arr. How'd you turn off when Truss appeared? Blag, says Jim Bob. Blimey, blow me down. Arr. Arr. Don't be me fool. People texting me telling me to shut up. This be so disrespectful, they say. It's been pointed out to me that old William and Kate there were not holding their children's hands in the procession. It's that this British thing of like not showing emotion. It's supposed to be the pinnacle of Britishness. Never show emotions. Never let them see you bleed, James, as Q said to Commander Bond just before he shuffled off this mortal coil. Yeah, you can say that, Q. But holding down those emotions, it does you no good in the long run. Let me tell you. I was on the bounty, you know. Arr.
Come, Holy Spirit.
Go on.
And fill our hearts
Ooh.
with the balm of your healing love.
That's a bit saucy. I love you too, David. The royal nonce is still allowed to attend his mum's funeral. That's nice, says George. Indeed. Who died and made you the PM? Boris Johnson's political career. Here he is. This is the Archbishop of Canterbury.
Is to be exalted in life and forgotten after death. The pattern for all
Old Etonian, yeah.
famous or obscure, respected or ignored, is that death is the door to glory. Her late Majesty famously declared on a 21st birthday broadcast that her whole life would be dedicated to serving the nation and Commonwealth. Rarely has such a promise been so well kept. Few leaders receive the outpouring.
I think Silver Fox, dude, you don't like the Queenie very much.
Jesus,
that's the impression I'm getting
who
there.
in our reading does not tell his disciples how to follow, but who to follow.
What?
said, I
Aye,
am
diddly
the
aye.
way, the truth, and the life.
Arr.
Her late Majesty's example was not set through her position or her ambition, but through whom she followed. I know His Majesty shares the same faith and hope in Jesus Christ as his mother, the same sense of service and duty. In 1953,
Death be the door to glory, says Conservator. Well, yeah, everyone's a bastard till they're dead.
just there, at the high altar,
The Queen's walking the plank to the next world. Aye, aye, hat batten down hatches. She be going to Davy Jones's locker.
to her. Her service to so many people in this nation, the Commonwealth and the world, had its foundation in her following Christ,
Yar.
God himself, who said that he came not to be served,
Arr.
to serve, and to give his life as a ransom for many. People of loving service are rare in any walk of life. Leaders of loving service are still rarer. But in all cases, those who
This be a bit boring.
be loved and remembered
He does go on a bit, doesn't
to
he?
power and privileges
I don't know what he's talking
are
about.
long forgotten.
You're talking about privileges, mate. You're talking about the Queen. We're putting the Queen in the ground. You talk about privilege.
Felt
Right.
not only by the late Queen's family, but all round the nation, the Commonwealth and the world, arises from her abundant life and loving service, now gone from us. She was joyful, present to so many, touching a multitude of lives.
Arr.
And we pray today especially for all her family, grieving as
Except for Prince Andrew, who can go, hang himself from a yard arm. Shiver me timbers.
who have themselves lost someone recently. But in this family's case, doing so in the brightest spotlight. May God heal their sorrow. May the gap left in their lives be marked with memories of joy and life. Her late Majesty's broadcast during COVID lockdown ended with, "We will meet again." Words of hope from a song.
We won't meet again now, 'cause she's dead, you lily-livered landlubber.
Expectation of
Arr, ahoy, mateys. Welcome to the Queenie's funeral.
rose from the
She was a bon lassie, but she's now cocked it. She's shoving off this mortal coil. If she wasn't nailed to the perch, she'd be pushing up the daisies.
as the Christmas
Yeah.
carol says, where meek souls will receive him, still the dear Christ enters in.
The Queen must have waited for Johnson to resign.
We will
Didn't want him to speak at her funeral. I think you're right, Conservator. I think you've hit the nail on the head, Conservator. 'Cause why would you, eh? Arr.
Queen's hope. with
I say,
life
Captain,
and death
shouldn't you be yawning rather than coughing? Arr. I'm sorry, but doing this voice doesn't half wreck my throat. But I'm a broadside brackenier. We need to batten down the hatches and get ready for the tsunami of nonsense that is coming our way over the next few months.
with her say, we will meet again.
No, we won't, because it's all a load of bollocks, mate. And you know it. If you thought it was true, you wouldn't wear clothes woven with gold. So I know you know it's bollocks, mate. Arr. The man with the fountain on his head standing in the middle there. I hope he don't need the loo. That would be most unfortunate. We be singing a little bit of a sea shanty now for the Queen. This is my soul of his country. There's about 200 of them, isn't there? Arr. Blow me down with a feather. Arr. That little child there is not singing. He's just pretending. See the one with the glasses on? I can tell. I used to do that myself. Not singing the same words as everybody else. Good on you, lad. He'll say I sang at the Queen's funeral for the rest of his life. But it won't. He won't be able to really say that he sang, because he just pretended to. He was just miming. They're all just miming, I tell you. Oh, they allowed someone of a minority ethnic group to be singing in the choir. Oh, the racists ain't gonna like that. The Meghan Markle haters ain't gonna be like, they're not gonna like that, are they? Oh no, it's not that she's black that we don't like her. We just think she's a bit up herself. A bit up herself. She's in the royal family, mate. No, God, I'm becoming less like a pirate, more like Bernard Manning. Awake! It is like songs of praise, isn't it? Except there's a box in the middle of the room with a little crown on it and an orb and a scepter. Oh, that's some fine booty there. I might team up with me man Captain Blood and go plunder, because that's what we pirates do. While they're singing the little shanty, we could be there. Yar, we could be there causing some trouble. Have off with the crown jewels, what you say? What you say to that, we laddies and lassies? Jim Bob, I must say I never expected this coverage. Awesome. Well, it was asked for in my last show. And you know what a hornswoggle I am. Arr. I don't even know what half these words mean. Arr. Oh, sing along, Charlie. Charlie be holding a sword there in case a pirate comes in and challenges him to a sword fight. He looked like he was just about to stand up then. Time for Charlie to make a speech with his sword. He'd be like, aye, if you come anywhere near me jewels, if you come anywhere near me crown jewels, I'll cut you. I'll cut you with my sword, I will.
In confidence and trust, let us pray to the Father.
Let us give thanks to God for Queen Elizabeth's long life and reign, recalling with gratitude her gifts of wisdom.
This pirate sounds just like Graham when he laughs. I need to get a new piratey laugh. Ha 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 ha! There you go. That's my piratey laugh. I'll do that in future. I mean, arr.
That is upright and true.
Arr. This man, he believes in God. God can't give him his hair back, though, can he?
For the gifts of heart and mind that thou didst bestow upon thy daughter Elizabeth.
There's a Greek Orthodox priest there. He's got a big stick. You might have to fight him as well. If you want the crown jewels. Who's with me? They're just sitting there out in the open on a box. All we need to do is take out the king with his sword, take out that Greek Orthodox priest with his stick, and we'll be laughing. Yar. Drinks all round. Splice the main priest.
Confidence is a preference for the habitual voyeur.
Confidence be a preference for the habitual voyeur of what is known as pork night. Kit night with a bit of bounty for me. Thank you very much for the bounty there, Kick Knight. Mate, you're going to be hoarse as F after this gargantuan pirate effort. Get yourself some vocal zone and thank you. Thank you too, I mean. Who's this lady? I wasn't looking at the screen. This is in a box. Very good. 10 men tell no tales.
Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen.
That not be true.
Let us pray for his
Who
majesty
thinks
the king,
dead men tell no tales has never seen silent witness?
that they may know the sustaining power of God's love. And
This is the Bishop of London. She'd been given a medal for being a bishop. Oh. They let anyone be a bishop these days. Or the monarch. Or the prime minister. Whoa.
we humbly beseech thee to bless our most gracious sovereign Lord, King Charles.
In my day, there were no queens in my day, apart from Queen Mary and Queen Elizabeth I and Queen Anne and Queen Victoria. Apart from all those queens.
With thy Holy Spirit,
Yeah.
enrich them with thy heavenly grace. Prosper them with all happiness, and
Okay.
bring them to thine everlasting kingdom. Through Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen.
Maybe the box be seaworthy. It might be lead-lined, and then it wouldn't be. But if it was, we could sail it across the channel
To this United Kingdom, let us rejoice
and escape the Isle of England. Britain, I guess.
for her subjects and her
Just had to avoid all the poos. Yarr.
we pray
We throw our bilge in the water around here.
health and prosperity of this nation.
Who's this wee lassie?
Whose will
This
it
is
that
Ellen
all
Cameron,
thy children should serve
moderator of the
thee
Free
in
Churches group.
serving one another. Look
Glad the
with
church is
love
free. I hate having to make a
on
donation.
this nation. Grant to its citizens grace to work together with honest and faithful hearts, each caring
Yes,
for the
I
good
agree, Richard. Everyone should have to watch me do a terrible impression of a pirate while watching the Queen's funeral. Or I'm not going to be happy with you. Ha 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 ha.
and the common good.
You're press-ganged into the Navy. That's what you'll be. Amen. Amen.
Let us give
As us
thanks
pirates say.
for Queen Elizabeth's commitment to the Commonwealth throughout her reign, for her service and dedication to its people, and for the rich bonds of unity and mutual support.
Well, I need 24 of you.
sustained.
But 24 is all I need for a great little crew to sail the seven seas and plunder and take what's ours.
And granted the guidance of thy wisdom.
Ah,
Inspire those in authority.
this be Cardinal Richelieu from D'Artagnan and the Three Musket Hounds. I can tell 'cause he's dressed like one.
And respect. And grant to us all grace to strive for the establishment of righteousness and peace, for the honor.
This man here, with the feathers on his hat. He looks like he's got a big hand, a big white hand over his head.
We give thanks to God for Queen Elizabeth's loyalty to the faith she inherited through her baptism and confirmation, and affirmed at her coronation. For her unswerving devotion to the gospel, and for her steadfast service as Supreme Governor of the Church of England. Lord, we beseech thee to keep thy house.
It be the most reverend and right honourable Stephen Cottrell, the Archbishop of York.
That through thy protection she may be free from all adversities and devoutly.
Of course she is. She's
serve
dead.
thee
That's
in
it now.
good works.
What, there should be something that you say at the start of someone's life, not the end of it, you idiot.
Jesus Christ.
Arr.
Amen.
Right, strike me colours. Keelhaul the main swab. I don't know what I'm saying. Arr. I'm married to the sea, you know.
To live as those who believe in the communion of saints, the forgiveness of sins, and the resurrection.
Arr, I hope Suella Braverman ain't watching this. She'll find it very sacrilegious. Blasphemy, she'll say. Blasphemy. There you go. That's a crow's nest eye view of the Westminster Abbey, where we're putting the Queen to rest.
And dwell in that house, where there shall be no darkness, nor dazzling, but one equal light.
Arr.
No noise, nor silence.
No noise, nor silence? That make no sense.
No fear.
That be an oxymoron. I fought an oxymoron in the South Seas with me bare hands. Well, me bare hand and claw.
But one equal eternity. In the habitation of thy
The habitation of the hornswaggle, the landlubbers, the ne'er-do-wells, the sea dogs. Let's do another little sea shanty now, I think. Anyone ready for a sea shanty? Let's sing that one that everyone knows the words of. Oh no, oh taste and see. Ha! I'm sorry, Vaughan. That sounds a bit rude, doesn't it? Yeah. Oh, seem to be turning into Marcus Allshorts all of a sudden. Oh, taste and see. Oh, what does it taste like? Oh, well, you gotta taste it and see. Aha! Says Ralph Vaughan Williams. Oh. Randy Valfrey was known as. Suella Braverman can't censor. Yes, Duke Vengeance will have no swearing and no cussing on this channel. Just in case there's a little wee child watching who doesn't know words like scallywag and rapscallion and I don't know any other words that pirates call people. Son of a biscuit eater. There you go. This child's haircut is annoying me. He looks like he's been plucked out of the Middle Ages. Child, sort your buns out, lad. Your barnet's looking like a big bong. Taste the sea? Not anywhere in England, near England, thank you. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Kickless truss overboard, watch her kick and scream.
In confidence and hope, let us pray to the Father in the words our Saviour taught us. Our Father, who art in heaven. Be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread.
Our daily grog.
Forgive us our trespasses.
Our trespassers.
Forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation.
Please do. Deliver us from the ocean. All safe and sound. Amen. It's like Doctor Who. A monarch dies and we get a new one. This time it's a man. It is indeed. Do you want me to say that in a pirate voice? Freckle Puny, Braverman Dorries, and the delectable Patel will all be delectable sirens of the sea, tempting us with their charms and beauty. Christ me Redeemer. Look, all these old people, all in their fancy dress. Imagine getting dressed up in fancy dress for a funeral. That is a sheer lack of respect, that is. You wear a black suit to a funeral. Not like you're on the side of the bloody Quality Street tin. Or you're part of Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. Yeah. There's some people there with a little bit of extra rope around their shoulders, just in case we need it for the mainsail. I'd rather pull out my own eyes with a fork, a spork even. That's some true vengeance. When I was imprisoned in Congo, the police, they stole me spork, they did. They put a virus on me computer, and they stole me spoke. I'll never forgive him. Our Reagan Elite knows the pirate on the screen. You do indeed, Reagan Elite, you do indeed. So today, be International Talk Like a Pirate Day. And as a result, we are talking like a pirate. All day. Because it's the Queen's funeral. So, all the shops are closed. You can't leave your cabin in Centre Parks. What else are you supposed to do? Except dress like a pirate. And say things like shiver me timbers, keel haul, Jolly Roger, and yar. HMQ is there. Let us commend to the mercy of God. You're right there. Graham should get an OBE. An OBE come OBE. That's what I want. There be a man in the crowd with a mask on. Oh, the anti-masker's not gonna like that. Oh, don't let Julia Heartless Brewer see it. She'll have kittens, she will. She'll have mittens. She'll have mizzens. Oh, what a grand ship she be! Yar! Look at that galley! Arr! I could hoist something up that mainsail, I tell you that. Beautiful, beautiful building. Moisen says, being a lapsed Catholic, I think the Catholics sing less verses of hymns. Yar! And also, they don't say forever and ever at the end of the Lord's Prayer. They just say Amen. Or Amen. Which is grammatically incorrect. It should be Amen.
Let us commend to the mercy of God, our
Mercy of
Maker
God.
and Redeemer, the soul of Elizabeth, our late Queen. Heavenly Father, King of kings, Lord and giver of life, who of thy grace in creation didst form mankind in thine own image.
Mine own image.
And in thy great love,
Welcome, welcome.
offerest us
To the
life
funeral
in
of
Christ Jesus,
Her Majesty the Queen.
claiming
Queen
the
Elizabeth
promises
II
of thy
ruled over us
blessed Son,
for 70 years.
entrust
1952
the soul of
to
Elizabeth,
2022.
our sister,
Yarr.
here departed.
She was born in
To thy
1926,
merciful
she was. A
in
long
sure
time
and
ago.
certain hope
And
of the resurrection
I'm going to say
of
something
eternal
very
life,
nice about her. She bloody hated,
shall be
hated Boris Johnson.
who died
True story.
and rose again to save us.
She stayed alive for an
Liveth
extra
and
year
reigneth with thee
just
and
to
the
wait till he
Holy
was out of
Spirit
office.
in glory forever. Amen. Go forth, O Christian soul, from this world.
Arr.
In
Apparently,
name of
the
God
new
Father Almighty,
Monkey
who
Island
created
game, Return to Monkey
In
Island,
the name
is
of
on
Jesus
sale
Christ,
today.
Son of the living God, who suffered for thee. In the name of the Holy
Elton
Spirit,
John. What song could Elton John be singing? Tiny Dancer. Let's all sing Tiny Dancer at the Queen's funeral.
with all the blessed saints,
Again,
and
that lovely
with
crow's-eyed
all angels
view
and
from the
archangels
very
and
top
all the armies
of the Westminster Abbey there. Yarr.
May thy portion this day be in peace, and thy dwelling in the heavenly Jerusalem. Amen.
Westminster Abbey, not to be confused with a yabby, which is a wee little sea creature that looks like a prawn. True story. Lived his life like a scandal in the wind. Arr. Who shall separate us? The referee in a boxing match. Brexit. Brexit shall separate us. It shall indeed. From our neighbours, Northern Ireland, from the European Union. Boris Johnson shall separate us. What a cur. What a scurvy dog. What a son of a biscuit eater. If Boris Johnson was there today, and have a few choice words to say about the bagger, you know. I'd like to give him the heave-ho. I'd like to give him... run a shot across his bow. But not across his bow. Just kind of aim not very well, so it actually hits him. And say, oops, sorry. That was supposed to be a shot across your bow there, Boris. A snowball to start the avalanche. Thank you very much there. Richard, £2 super chat for me for the larynx soothing lotion that I'm going to have to buy after this. Thank you very much. You're a good lad. Is she there yet? Indeed. Why aren't they singing? Look at these people at the funeral not singing. I think Megan should sing. I think Megan should be the only one singing, and with a beautiful operatic soprano voice, singing loud and proud, and everybody else is like, you're not supposed to do anything with it. The Queen would break through the lead lining and smash him with the scepter. That would be something to see. HK, £10 super chat. Thank you very much, sir. Asking where's me parrot? You know, I didn't think to make one. I made me hat. I made me eye patch. And I got a hook. I'm getting a parrot as well, and a bit beyond the call-out duty, I think. But thank you very much. With that £10 that you've given me there, I'll buy an inflatable parrot and put it on my shoulder for the rest of the day. Ha! Pieces of hate. Pieces of hate. I like that. Make him walk the plank. Indeed. Cleave him to the brisket, as they say. Actually, if you're talking pirate, you can get away with saying some pretty ram things. I mean, ha 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 ha. Yarr. There'd be little Queenie there in the box, getting ready to feed the fishes. To meet Davy Jones one last time.
To the departed, rest. To the church, the king, the commonwealth, and all.
Conservator be quoting the parrot sketch from Monty Python.
Sinners, life everlasting. And the blessing of God Almighty, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit be among you and remain with you always.
He's pining. He's pining? Yeah, he's pining for the fjords. Your mother is a hamster and your father smells of elderberries. The rockets had to change their outfits, aren't they? Because they've got an ER on them. They need a CR. A C3R. You cur. Oh, nice bit of trumpet in there. I always like a nice little bit of trumpet when I'm coming into port. After a long sail, a 9-month sail. To the new world. Do a bit of plundering. Come back. Graham don't need a pirate. He talks enough for two. It's very true. Everyone else is being quite respectful and quiet. And I'm yammering away. But then that's why you're here. Thank you for coming. There's old Queenie. She's not with us no more. She has ceased to be. She's expired and gone to meet her maker. She's a stiff. Bereft of life, she rests in peace. The people in the crowd there looking very sad. Except for that one woman looking at a phone. It looks like the police don't know which way to look. Oh dear, we have had a break in the ceremony. I'm very sorry about this. I don't know where the internet's gone. But we seem to have stopped. We were going to Belfast. There you go. People sitting on the ground in reverence. The guy shaking his leg. There we have Wolverhampton. A few people turned out in Wolverhampton. Yarr. But no one be dressed like a pirate. I think maybe Christchurch on the other side of the world, in Auckland. No. I mean South Island. No, it's not. It's in England somewhere. There's Edinburgh. There's the capital of Scotland. Everyone's being quite quiet now, I think. I think I'm not supposed to be talking. I'll have to do more than that to shut me up. The Lady of the Moon is here after Q. The moaners or the mourners? They may be piratey lads there with the three-corner hats on. And these women are trying to float. They're concentrating very hard. Nobody said I should keep a minute's silence there. Was I supposed to guess? We shall partake in some rum for the Queen. Good on you, lassie. Well done for, seeing Boris Johnson out of office. Here come the trumpets again. It's quite different to play, difficult to play the trumpet. I know. I used to play one myself. Hit it like buggery if you have a mouthful, sir. Yeah. There she blows. Tis be the theme from Star Wars. Almost. This be the bit where they all get the medals, except for Chewbacca. Those trumpets! Look at the horns on those trumpets. It's quite insane. Now they're going to sing God Save the King. She's barely called in a box, lads. Could give it a minute. Are they going to change his pronouns now? Oh, they said him. Oh, don't tell J.K. Rowling. I shall have a fit. I don't know if Camilla knows the words. "500 dignitaries from around the world, but not including Russia or Venezuela or Afghanistan. I don't think we have a representative of Iran there, though. Nobody knows the second verse. God save my husband."
Singing didn't save the Queen, did it?
Well, no. He can only save her for 96 years. And then he took a day off. A day off. I don't like how close the coffin is to those poor mourners. It seems very close to put a dead body. I don't know if that's hygienic. What we used to do in the ships, if you had a dead body that we wanted to take back, we could put them in a bottle of rum. Seriously, we will put them in a bottle of rum. Not a bottle, a barrel. A barrel. We'll stuff them into a barrel of rum. Take them back. Take them back to Blighty. We would. There's the lone piper there. Up in the gods. Playing us a tune on the old bagpipes. He be a piper. I don't think the hat, if we got our hands on it, would keep us warm in the winter, because I don't think it's a very warming hat. You'd be better with one with kind of like ear flaps either side, you know. There's me looking down from the crow's nest at the coffin, Queen Elizabeth II, who's in a coffin, who's in a box, because she's dead. And that's the situation that we find ourselves in. Arr. God save Wangland, says King Cannon. Yar. The great nation of Wangland.
Diddle-diddle-dun.
Oh. Got excited then. Right, let you lot. Bagger off. Sling your hook. Go back where you came from, you scurvy landlubbers. First of all, we'll get rid of these beef eaters. They're off to eat some beef. That one's not 1,000,000 years old. Well, that's will be 1,000,000 years old. Looking very, state of his heart. Right. Said I've got an idea for a hat, lads. Will it look even sillier than a pirate hat? Yes, it will. Never mind Queen's hat, keep you warm. A few million Mickey fabricant wigs would do a better job. Keep them away from naked flames, though, says Freckle Puny. Indeed. Arr. There'll be all the people filing out, one by one. Why aren't they holding hands? Or maybe they should be holding... I don't know how it works. Arr. If I was Harry and Meghan, I would hold hands on the way out, just to infuriate the haters. If I was King Charles and Camilla, I'd hold hands on the way out, just to infuriate the haters. It'd be a solemn occasion. I can't help but feel I've maybe brought down the atmosphere a little bit with me piratey impressions and me piratey lingo. But at the same time, I have a feeling that it's what she would have wanted. I've got no evidence of that, but if she wanted people to queue up for 3 days to go and see her in a box, you know what I'm saying. Liz Truss be taking selfies at the coffin. I see that. Yarr. There's a guy in the funeral who has an eye patch. We have a guy in the funeral who is a pirate. We missed him earlier. I can't believe I missed him. But there was one with an eye patch. Maybe we'll see him again. You never know. The top-down view is anyone thinking Pac-Man. Indeed, you go out of one side, you re-emerge on the other side of the screen. There she goes, the Queen, for her final journey. It's not her final journey. She's got about 3 more journeys to go after this journey, but she's going to somewhere else now. And this is the big procession, not the short procession that just went, over the road from Parliament to Westminster Abbey. This is the big one. This is the one where they go under Admiralty Arch. I think they all go all the way to Hyde Park and have a swim in the Serpentine. Ha ha! Give it away, give it away, give it away now. Yar. Yar. There she goes. Arr. Just switched over from the Watford Whisperers news stream with Bill Badboy, which has ended. Hello, chatty rat! Welcome, welcome one and all to the only, I think, commentary of the Queen's funeral, it being International Talk Like a Pirate Day, where there's someone actually talking like a pirate at the funeral and commenting on what's happening. The Queen has just been picked up in a box, and now she's being taken out of Westminster Abbey. There's her family there. There's the royal nonce in the middle, and there's the Queen's ball. That was the Queen's ball there, her ball and her staff, and her crown, her fancy hat. Yarr, bedecked with jewels from around the world that we may or may not have stolen, and added to a pile of booty that we thought, this be ours now. Why did that be ours? We have a flag. Have you got a flag? They said no, we took everything. And if anyone dare complain about it, we say they're not being reverential enough. Indeed, indeed. Praying for someone to play the Sex Pistols version of God Save the Queen. King. They'll have to do a new version now, except Johnny Lydon has turned into a massive royalist Brexiteer scourge of the Seven Seas. Scurvy landlubber. Son of a biscuit eater. One of them. I would use stronger language, but we're not having any cussing, and we're not having any swearing on this feed. For the one reason that there might be children watching. Super Tansky just retweeted a link to this stream. Thank you there. Thank you very much, Tan. No. Now I'm going to get into lots of trouble with people watching and saying, how dare ye be so disrespectful to the Queen. Let it be very clear to you all. I am very, very respectful. I just happen to be a pirate. I'm very respected. I'm wearing a black and a black tie, and a black eye patch, and a black hat. What more do you want? Anyway, we're leaving Westminster Abbey now for their procession. All the way, I think, to Hyde Park or somewhere. This is going to go on for quite some time. So, let me know in the comments if you want me to keep commenting, or if you want me to just sack it all off and go and watch the rest of it upstairs with me family. Let me know in the comments. Yes, scallywag. They should really be playing Dancing Queen now. They should. That would be rather cool. Although, maybe slightly, a little bit juxtapositioning, considering the rest of the morning so far. Are we in the afternoon yet? Oh, we are. They're very good at keeping on time, these royals. I think this shot would be better if you could somehow Photoshop out the royal nonce there. That's Prince Andrew, who, is a fond of the little lassies, he is. Number 3 trying to get rid of me, saying, you need a little break there, Graham. Oh no, we're going to get
This monument
invaded.
recalls the words of a writer commemorating
Don't be invaded. Ah, that's a better shot, because it crops
Sir
Prince
William Wordsworth.
Andrew out, because he's a sweaty nonce and we don't want to see him.
Yet shall some tribute
There's the Queen
be paid
in
and
her
life
coffin.
reached its
I'm going to turn down the other.
Men are we and must
I'm going to turn down the other feed here. So yeah, I'm going to have it on a little bit so you can hear a little bit of the music, but I don't need to hear the commentator. Arr. The only commentator you need to hear is me, because I'm here for you. Just like the Queen was here for the rest of us. Yep. Mind the big hole in the ground there. Yarr. That's where we throw the rapscallions. Ah, that's right there. Just scuttle along there, lads. You're doing a grand job. I think the pirates should stay downstairs. Indeed. Best pirate commentary of a royal funeral ever, says HK. Thank you very much, HK. It's also the worst. It's also the middling one, because it's the only one, I think. I don't know. Someone just pointed out it was International Talk Like a Pirate Day today, so it seemed appropriate to do my own little voiceover for the Queen's funeral in a silly voice. It's what Queenie would have wanted. And if you don't agree with that, then you don't know the Queen like I did. We sailed on the 7 seas together, we did. Me and Queenie, all the way to the Solomon Islands, all the way to Honiara. Just me and the Queen. On a skiffle. That's not even a boat. But we did. It's a true story. Provincial edict, swords and boards. Attack and defense up 50%. Says Duke Vengeance. I think Duke Vengeance is playing a video game. The time be wrong on the House of Parliament. Oh, no, it's not. I thought it said 3 o'clock. It doesn't. It actually says 12:15. Sorry to the House of Parliament there. And the Queen Elizabeth bell tower. Clock tower, even. Come on, lads. Oh, bit of symmetry there. Lovely. Oh, my God. What if the ball falls off and bounces away? I hope David Beckham is there to catch it in his head. Poof. There's 3 people here and only one is saluting. Do the others not have to salute? Or, if they salute, do they hit the person next to them in the head? These questions must be asked in a piratey voice, or you won't know what's going on. You will have no idea. They're coming outside. Apparently, it's sunshine. That's what the commentator's saying. The real commentator who's actually getting paid for this shit. Stuff, I mean. No swearing, no cussing. Right, they're going on a procession now. Skiffles should be banned. Indeed. What happens now? Hang on, I'm just going to turn down Hugh Edwards because I don't want to hear him. I don't mind you as a person, Hugh, but I just don't want to hear you right now. What happens now? Can Biden, Macron, scarping out? No. What happens now is we have a procession. We have a procession all the way across London. Well, not all the way across London. London's a very big place. It's not like you're going from the M25. Well, they're not going from Heathrow to the Dartford Tunnel, if that's what you're asking. Thank you very much, Conservator, for the €5 there, thrown into my booty, thrown into my pot, for lubricating my throat later. Yes, thank you very much for that. There's old Queenie. I think she gets put on a gun carriage now, as tradition dictates. They take the gun off, they put the Queenie on. Look at those able-bodied sailors there. Those naval types know what they're doing. And look at the sun gleaming off the orb there. I always like it when the sun shines on my shiny balls. Look at those little pearls just jiggling about there. I hope it's fastened. I hope it's attached very well in case they go over a pothole. I worry about things like this, you know. You don't want the Queenie's coffin falling off the gun carriage and the Queenie's corpse falling out of the coffin. That wouldn't be good, now would it? That ball doesn't look very bouncy. No, it doesn't. It looks like the holy hand grenade of Antioch. Arr. Now they're marching towards each other. Now they're marching backwards. They've had to practice that again and again and again. Arr. There they be. The sailors. I like me some sailors. It gets very lonely out at sea. They put up less of a fight. Apparently there's 142 of them. Arr. Arr. Ian can't believe that Megan didn't offer to single-handedly carry the coffin on her shoulder. So disrespectful. I know. Tell me about it. Gah. Shiver me timbers. It's a disgrace. Arr. Now there be a man shouting, telling them to march. And there you go. There's Queenie. 96 years on the throne. She's finally decided to take a cork, as we say. She's cocked it. She's gone to visit Davy Jones in his locker. Didn't come as a great surprise to any of us because she was 96 years old. Not like when the little Missy Princess Diana died. The scary thing about Princess Diana is that she was only 36 years old when she died. Oh my God. Ye gods. That makes me feel very old. The grand old Duke of York, he had 10,000 men. And he had to get some ointment for his willy afterwards. Anyway, no, we're not going to say that. Right. Here they go. Marching along with the gun carriage behind them. Usually, carriages are pulled by horses, but when you haven't got any horses, you can use seaman power. We're using the power of these great, able-bodied seamen to pull the Queen. That's right, the seamen pulling the Queen. Now, you see, they've put down a load of sand on the ground there. Possibly to cover the old, the potholes. I don't know. I'm sure there is a reason for the sand, and if someone knows that, they can let me know in the comments. Apparently there's over 3,000 military personnel taking part in this procession here. As they walk along, there seems to be a guy over here just on his own, with his bearskin hat on. Yar. What ye be saying that? They're also pulling from the back. Newton turns in his grave. Ha. Now, you see, this is why you don't run horses. There's some horse poo there in the bottom of the camera, bottom of the shot. You're forcing people to march through poo. And it's bad enough having to swim in poo in the British waters. We've filled with our effluent. Don't have to walk for it. Look, some Mounties over there. That's the Canadian Mounted Cavalry. Anyone who watched the TV show Due South will know of which I speak. Captain, you managed to say a rude word without saying a rude word. That you did. Thank you very much, George. There be Parliament Square. that be the home of many a glorious protest against this scallywag government of scurvy dogs and scavengers. Not an honourable landlubber between them. There's some more beef eaters with their nice little flowery hats on. And ridiculously enough, you have Prince Andrew wearing military uniform, and Prince Harry, who was actually in the military and flew a helicopter. He was in the military for 10 years. He can't wear his uniform because reasons. Arr, 'tis be rum, I tell ya. Arr. It be soothing me throat, I tell yous. Nout 100 has got to go catch a bus because they're on Sunday services because the Queen has died, even though it's a Monday. So it's once a fortnight. Jesus. All right, Nout 100. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you next time. Yar. So they've got the horses up front, and the horses poo, and then everyone has to stand in the poo. Did no one think of this? How did they get to the mall so quickly? It's not that close. They must have started walking before the funeral was over. What are they holding up? What are you holding there? What have you got? Oh, it's your swords. You're holding your swords so you don't accidentally whack someone with your sword. Arr. There's lots of them with their swords, lads. I don't think we're going to be able to steal the crown jewels with that many people with swords knocking about. Unless someone's got a Tommy gun. But I would not approve of that. It would be very disrespectful to our Queen. There be all the flags the right way up. I've been seeing many flags at half-mast over the last week around the country, and a lot of them are upside down. And that annoys an old barnacle like me. I think it's a ship in distress, being a pirate and all. Yo ho ho, a pirate's life for me. We pillage, we plunder, we rifle and loot. Drink up me hearties, yo ho. We kidnap and ravage and don't give a hoot. Drink up me hearties, yo. It could be the anthem of the Conservative Party, couldn't it? Arr. Quite a military theme, indeed. Do you allow your own crew to protest? Yes, HK. Anyone knows a little bit of the history of piracy will know that the old... Oh, looks like the clock tower is about to fall over there. The great leaning tower of Parliament. Yes, these ships, the pirate ships, were run as a democracy. And everyone got a fair share. There's Winston Churchill there. The Queen's first Prime Minister. And Liz Truss was her last. That's like the law of diminishing returns, isn't it? That's like, if you look up the Jaws films on Rotten Tomatoes, and the first one gets 100%, the second gets 60%, the third one gets about 30%, and the last one, Jaws 4, The Revenge, gets 0. You'd expect nothing less from an empire. Yarr. Well, it does look like the sun is finally setting on the British Empire. About bloody time, too. You see, the Queen herself in the box be in Parliament Square, which is quite a distance from the Mall. So this procession is going to take a little bit of a while, because the people at the front of the procession are nearly at Buckingham Palace already. Yo ho ho and a bottle of rum. Hello, Jacob. Thank you for joining us. There's people respectfully filming with their phones in a very respectful way, so they could show their friends that they were being very respectful, filming the Queen go past. Oh dear, I coughed and the screen went a bit funny. They're going past the cenotaph there. That's Whitehall, they're walking along. There you go, just behind the camera there is an old tavern that we like to hang out in after protesting in Parliament. Are those sailors being dragged along by the coffin? It's very strange. It's all downhill for the royal family from here. Yarr. You're never going to top having your funeral narrated by a pirate. Yarr. So you got the gun carriage there. You've got the sailors. Oh, it's a lovely procession, isn't it? And then you got the people walking along. It does seem like if you want to have just a little bit of a walk along the street, you can at the moment. Doesn't seem to be too much of a problem. I keep thinking they're going to play the tune from Star Wars, but they don't. This be a very long procession. What I'd like to see is a bird's eye view of the procession, but I think they've made it a no-fly zone. So we will not be seeing a shot from a helicopter, I don't think. Yarr. Aye, avast. Batten down the hatches. Don't forget, old Queenie was 19 when the war ended. The war ended. This marks the passing of a generation. It really does. A generation that the Tory government have tried their best to get rid of by putting people who had COVID back into nursing homes. That's the sort of thing the Tories do. Somebody be shouting down there. I don't know if that's part of the ceremony or they're about to be arrested. Arr. Oh dear, they're putting down the flags. As a mark of respect to our sovereign. Oh, Captain, my Captain. What if one of the people in that group of sailors needs the loo or falls over? They're all kind of like attached to each other. Actually, it does look like every other one doesn't have to pull the rope, which, you know, I mean, come on, lads. Muck in. Oh, I see. No, they've got the rope to one side of them. Okay, I'll let them off. Patrick McCarthy saying that Commonwealth countries will now have to decide whether to accept the new monarch. But the problem is with that philosophy is that there are 56 countries that are part of the Commonwealth. And there's only 15 of them which are Commonwealth realms, which have the Queen as the head of state. Those countries will decide whether to allow Charles to be the next prime minister. Where am I? Well, the next king, you see, that's the way it works. So there's only 15 countries that we really have to worry about. It would have been 16, but Barbados backheeled the Queen last year. Antigua and Barbuda look like they're going to do it next. And I don't know if Belize, Solomon Islands, Papua New Guinea, these places are going to keep the Queen as the head of state or have their own. But it won't affect their status in the Commonwealth. I can't emphasize this enough. There are members of the Commonwealth that were never part of the British Empire, like Mozambique and Rwanda. I still keep thinking they're going to play the Star Wars theme here. If they need the loo, that's what the boots are for, says George. That makes sense. There you go. That's the view down the mall. Someone's put a camera on the top of the Queen Victoria monument there. Yar. Cathal saying, afternoon all, not sure how I got here. I think we all feel the same as you today. Well, every day for me, but yes. You got here through some tomfoolery, I'm sure. But we're here to celebrate the life and death of Queen Elizabeth II. In a piratey way, because today is International Talk Like a Pirate Day, it is. Ha-ha! Heave-ho, heaven to. Ha-ha! Me hearties. Someone there in a hat. I like your hat. Have Little Mermaids ever triggered you? Well, you know, the Little Mermaids in the Caribbean tend not to be white. What can I say? Because they're in the Caribbean. You idiots. What are you expecting? It's the tropics. We still have an empire, apparently, says number 3. No, we don't. That's long gone. Don't tell the Brexiteers. These men in the funny hats, they are Scots Guards, I think. They're wearing bearskin hats. Each one of those hats represents a bear. An entire bear. They need an entire bear to make one of those hats. Any ethical vegetarians or vegans watching might want to turn away. The kids there looking quite solemn. At least they don't have to walk all the way. They can just sit in the car. Arr. Sometimes the signal goes out. I'm very sorry about that. I need to put a better aerial on me mast. The mainstay, whatever it's called. I should never queue for any Starbucks, in my opinion. Starbuck, he was a great first mate to be Starbuck, he was. When can we splice the main brace, Captain, says Juju Grill. You can splice it up good. We're just watching your funeral here. We're not actually at sea at the moment. We could be, but I tend to find that the constant motion, left-right motion on the camera gives people who are watching a little bit of motion sickness, like when you're watching someone's handheld footage on their camera. Arr. That's why God invented image stabilizers. Arr. I bet those 2 kids are dying for it to all be over. Well, yes, indeed, George. But, you know, this isn't going to happen again. Well, it might happen for when King Charles snuffs it, but it's not going to be for a while, I don't think. And I don't think as many people are going to care. Sorry. Is that blasphemy? Mark 176. Oh, damn, I've missed this. Are we having fun? We're not over yet, Mark. We're just giving a little bit of a running commentary on what's happening. Ha-ha. Passport to Pimlico might soon become a reality. Our only hope is that London becomes a sort of theme park, says Julie Kluger. Passport to Pimlico being an old Ealing comedy in which Pimlico decides to declare itself a sovereign nation so they can buy booze, which is the most important thing. To get around rations, basically. I'm amazed these people wearing the bearskin hats can actually see anything. It covers their eyes. I mean, who invented them? Here, lads, wear these massive hats. We need these massive hats. I don't really like the Union flag. Too angular, too strident, says number 3. Well, that's where we have to disagree, because I do like the design of the Union flag. And when I fly it on my ship, up a jackstaff, and it becomes the Union Jack, I do like the design of it, compared with tricolours or tricolours around the world, which look a bit boring in comparison. That's all I want to say about that. Especially the one for Armenia. Right. There she is. There be the Queen with her booty. On top of her little casket there, she's got a little orb made of gold and a sceptre of office. The holy hand grenade of Antioch. And a stick with which to whack things. Now, how are these sailors going to fit through that little gap? Keep watching, we'll see. Are they going to squish in? Do they do something as they go under the archway here? They just about fit. I think they must have measured it in advance. It's very satisfying when things just fit. You know what I mean? Wayne says hi. At the cast of the Bin Bogcast and you. I don't put this level of pomp on when you and I go there. I'm haunting the shot out of you. Arr! You'd have to get some shot first, my lad. Arr! You know what I say. A shot first, ask questions later. Ha! Being Irish, not keen on the Union flag, have to say. So many of them, it's freaking me out. Okay, I understand that the Union Jack has a lot of connotations for it being the butcher's apron, which I completely understand. However, as a design in its own right, it's a good design. That's all I say. But I understand why people don't like it. I get that. Hey, I don't like Comic Sans or Papyrus. Yarr. So they've gone through the arch there, and now they're heading towards Horse Guards Parade. There it is. Where'd they get all that sand from? There must be a beach somewhere without any sand. One woman on the BBC earlier said this was more important than the birth of her kids. And that tells you everything you need to know about people who voted for Brexit. They nicked it from Canvey Island, they did. I know the way was on the Mall the weekend of the wedding, and it was a bit much. Indeed. Indeed. But at least there's a sign there for the toilets. I used to like the Union flag, but now it represents fervent nationalism, so it also represents fashion. George, I get what you're saying. I'm talking about the aesthetics. Oh, I just twatted I just hit my mic. Sorry about that. No, I'm talking about the aesthetics. I'm talking about as a design. It's a good design, but yes, you're right. It does have a lot of negative connotations, especially these days. Unfortunately. It's International Talk Like a Pirate Day. Oh, sorry, JD's asking why I'm pretending to be a pirate. September the 19th, every year is International Talk Like a Pirate Day. So I was asked by some of my friends to do a piratey commentary of the Queen's funeral. A respectful piratey commentary of the Queen's funeral, which is what I'm doing. Good old Queenie. We loved her. She was great. I mean, we salute the Queen. She did us grand. Made sure that everything in Britain was shipshape and Bristol fashion. She didn't like Boris Johnson. She didn't like Brexit. That makes her okay in my book. Hello. For those joining us in the latter moments of this ceremony, can I just say to Wayne and other people, we'll have no cussing and no cursing. There might be children watching this, and I don't really want messages coming up that are all sweary, okay? Sorry about that. Right. Sorry. So, Wayne, everybody else, please do not swear in the comments, because there might be children watching, and I'm doing my very, very best not to swear, because, you know, this isn't the NSFW PMQs. That's Wednesdays. Right, anyway. Have to say, though, the British establishment took monarchy to pageantry pomp better than anybody else. World-beating pomp and pageantry. Indeed. Well, this was all invented in the Victorian era. It didn't really exist before then, because at that time, the Republican and independence movements all over the world, and they were worried about their future, so they decided to create a lot of pomp and pageantry that up till that point hadn't really existed for a monarch. Very important to understand that these ceremonies do not date back to medieval times, they date back to the Queen, the reign of Queen Victoria. Yarr. I really started to dislike the mini tail lights. If I marry a European, can I have a British and an EU passport at the same time? Says JD. Yes, you can. In fact, if you just go and live in Ireland, which you're perfectly allowed to do if you're British, live there for a little while, you can apply for an Irish passport. Have an Irish passport and a UK passport. Top tip. Can you go the far queue? Says Foz, Wayne. I don't understand that. My little friend there, Wayne. He's taller than me. He's still my little friend. He's younger than me. Therefore, you know, I'm in charge. Right. Duke Vengeance, is it me or is it a bit disrespectful to be parading her body around? Well, Duke, it's not like they've chopped off her head, put the head of a wolf on her head, on her body, and then paraded her around in the streets like that. It's quite reverent what's going on there. Except for the poo. You can see poo on the ground there. I don't like that. Why can't they just train the horses not to poop? Or put the horses at the back so everyone doesn't have to walk through poo. Because these guys, they spend hours and hours shining their boots, and then they go out and they stand in poo. I don't get it. Anyway, yarr. These be some marching band people off the side of the Quality Street tin. They're marching along there, playing a bit of a tune. Which is good. It's a tribal bling. These merry buccaneers. Where be the Queen? She's not on the mall yet. This seems to be like a very, very, very slow chase. There they go, down the mall. They're not quite in line. Lads, you're not quite in line. They need little earpieces so we can say, at the front, can you move a little bit to your right, because they can't see behind them, can they? Ooh, they're going round the roundabout there. The correct way around the roundabout, by the way, which is clockwise. Yarr. What's going on? Do you think the band will do requests? I'm going to ask for Knights of Sidonia. I don't think they do Muse. I keep thinking they're going to play Star Wars, but I don't think they're going to. R.I.P., they say. No chance of all that without carting about. Yes, indeed. We need poo bags. We need poo bags for the horses. Indeed. And now, the procession passes the West Whitehall Pret. Indeed it does. this be good. Aye, aye, aye. What happened to that biddled sucker, Prince Andrew, that son of 1,000 whores? Where has he disappeared to? I don't like him. I'm glad he's gone. But it was quite fun when he was in the picture and we could make fun of the big sweaty nonce who paid £12 million to a woman he'd never met. Seems plausible. Is there any danger the BBC could do you for piracy? Yeah, there'd be a great danger of that. I'd be dressed as a pirate and stealing their broadcast. But, you know, I like to think that as a taxpayer, I help pay for this, you see. Crown copyright be damned. She was my queen too. In fact, she was the QE too. The new crucifix should be prepaid, electric meter on the Union flag. Indeed. We get to inform you I do not have a cutlass or a pistol, but she does have a bow and a lightsaber. Will that do? Yes! A bow, sorry, not a bow. Righty, right. There be Camilla and the woman. That's not Charles. I don't think so. I think Charles is having to walk. Imagine they go through the gates and Diana gets out of the shower. Dallas. Anyway, so, shivering me timbers. Oh, fire a shot across the bow. Someone's firing shots. Hope it's shots that are meant to happen. There she is. She's a Sussex. Get on and look out there. In a Bentley. The Royal Navy there, marching along. Are there some ladies there in the Royal Navy? Do they allow ladies in the Royal Navy? I don't know if I agree with that. Why would you want to be away at sea for months on end with women? Boggles the mind. Do you reckon anyone got a parking ticket? Ha ha! That'd be quite fun. Number 3 is pretty sure that it's fair use. That's my excuse when I go out plundering. It be fair use, me friends. And there's our king, King Charlie III. King Shazza. All right there, Charles. And there's the nonce, sweaty nonce. Hello, sweaty nonce, walking along, not sweating, because he doesn't sweat. He has a particular medical condition, which means that he does not sweat. He never sweats. But see how he doesn't walk like a soldier? Because he's not a soldier. Whereas Prince Harry was a soldier. How are you been keeping note on what Meghan is doing wrong? Breathe, be human, and or exist. Me hearties. Meghan be the true oracle of the sea for me. I don't think she could do any wrong, because she upsets the gammon so, and that is something that I will always love and respect her for. She enrages the little mushy-minded gammon people, who are my sworn enemy. Anyway, bit of respect for the Queen now, please. Hello, Queenie. She's doing well. She's made it this far. She hasn't fallen off the carriage or nothing. Thank you, David, because I'm a wonderful pirate. I think so too. Right, so we're going to stay with this right to the end of the session. If anyone's got anything to say, please throw it into the comments. If anyone's got anything to give, please throw it into the super chats. But in the meantime, I just want to say thank you very, very much for watching and taking part in this momentous historical day with me in the corner of the screen, talking like a pirate. Yar! There, you see that's poo all over there. I'm going on about the poo too much, aren't I? But you know it bothers me. Anyway, they're marching along now. That's the Queen Mum there, I think. That's the Queen Elizabeth. Thank you, my dear. Scurvy wench just came and brought me a pint of water. She's a good lass. She really is. This has got to be the longest trip home from Scotland ever. Ooh, I don't know. There was that time we came back from Tina Park in a hamper. It took a long time. But the sweat must stay inside like a urine bag. Ugh. Meghan to the royal family is like Harry Potter to the Dursleys. She is indeed. Good job there's an accessible toilet there, and they want the world to know. For food, I'm hungry myself, says number 3. Thank you very much, Richard, for your £5 super chat. I really appreciate it. I put it in the kitty. Towards my keeping warm in the winter fund. We're going to see how long we can go without turning on the heating. I do want to see out the rest of the year. Thank you very much. I do not want to visit Davy Jones's locker myself. I don't want to become shark bait. I don't want to be keelhauled or made to walk the plank. Sail ho. They be looking forward to a nice pint of grog when they get to the end of their journey, I think. This horse is going crazy. The horses are putting their heads up. Look at them. Yes. Yes. They're like, whoa, I'm having a great time. Little head-banging horses there. Like they're at a System of a Down concert. George, £5. Thank you very much, George. Excellent commentary. Thank you, Captain. I think it's the only thing that mitigates all this. It's just you kept the frame so long. See my chat. Yes, indeed. Thank you very much, George, and number 3 for throwing some money into the pot there to keep me going and pay for all of the lockets and hall soothers that I'm going to have to buy afterwards. Meghan will be right behind Harry, making no noise and pretending she doesn't exist. How dare she? Can foreign dignitaries poo in the street is okay for horses? Well, indeed. That's the question. Meghan should do it. That would really upset them. For those of you just joining us, welcome to the Queen's funeral on today, Monday, the 19th of September 2022. It also happens to be International Talk Like a Pirate Day. So I be dressed and talking like a pirate for your edification. And also out of sincere and solemn deference to the Queen and the Crown and the British Empire. This man has bongos on his horse. Play a tune on your horse. Do pirates have horses? No, our only stallion we need is the sea. Horses and ships don't mix, if you know what I mean. You can put a horse on a ship, but it would be a bit mad. Arr. Now, where are they going? I assume they're going down the Mall. And then they're going to Hyde Park Corner. Our pirates have seahorses, says Patrick. Very good, Patrick. I like that one. I didn't think of it myself. Every time the music starts going da-da-da-da, I start thinking they're going to break into the tune from Star Wars. If they do that, I'll be tearing the sound up. Believe me. David wants me to blow him a kiss. There you are, me hearty. Have a kiss. Arr. The Grenadier Guards. Apparently there's a gentleman of arms. Wasn't he in He-Man? I don't know. Yar. You're very welcome. So there you go. There's the mall. We're looking down the mall from the top of the Victoria Monument there. Which is in the middle of the roundabout in front of Buckingham Palace. There's a chap there banging his drum, having a great time. There's some people with sticks. And there's Queenie. There's Queenie there in her coffin. And there's a man with a crazy hat, like a giant microphone in the background, just walking along like he hasn't got a giant microphone on his head. You look like a giant microphone. What are you doing? There's a guy with feathers near the front. And there's a guy twirling his sword around. I don't know if he's supposed to do that. I do like the fact that the sailors are holding hands. Kind of. Looks a bit like they're holding hands. In a way that Meghan would not be allowed to. Because she's a disgrace. She holds hands with her husband. Terrible, terrible lady. Mark says she didn't get the crown in the Christmas cracker. No, she didn't. I got my pirate jokes in the Christmas cracker, though. What's a pirate's favourite football team? Arsenal. I was just thinking that a bearskin hat would be a really good cover for a giant microphone, a giant outdoor microphone. That would really help. This patch over my eye, it makes it very difficult to see. I'm getting a bit of brightness here. It's a bit like an Orange Order March, says Rosin. Roisin. I'd rather not be at an Orange March. I don't think they're wearing orange, which is a good thing. Oh, they're playing the funeral march now. Dun, 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 dun. Just adjusting my my eye patch there. Not actually held in by anything. It's just being held to my eye by my glasses. Hold my hand. Ah, indeed. So many seamen, so little time. What's Putin up today? I don't know. Twiddling his thumbs. Not invited. You weren't invited, Vladimir, because no one likes you. You smell of poop. There's the Queen's coffin there for the 19,000th time. I don't understand why there's cars behind. You know, they should bloody walk, shouldn't they? Harry and William had to walk behind their mother's coffin. So, how many stolen gems in that crown? All of them, I think. Is the congestion charge on today? Don't see why not. Come on, get on with it. Arr. This be taking too long. We need to flag up the mainsail. Pull the halyard. Arr. There's be some men with sticks. I think we can take 'em. Those sticks in the ground are memorials for the war. I don't think it's a very good memorial, but I don't design memorials, do I? I am too busy on the high seas. There's Wellington there, wearing a traffic cone on his head. Arthur Wellesby. He was Prime Minister of the United Kingdom in the 1820s or 30s or something. That's the Admiralty Arch there. Not to be confused with the Marble Arch, which is a different arch. Or the Vandenberg Gate. Or the Arc de Triomphe. Different arches. Oi, get into position! I didn't think they'd thought they were on camera then. Shuffling along. Scouse pirates should say "lar," shouldn't they? Yeah, very good point, actually. All right, "lar." Maybe I'll do another version of this in Scouse. Patrick says, do those cars have a special crawler gear for funerals? I think they're probably automatics, so you just keep your foot on the brake and keep it in first, I think. Maybe they do have a crawler gear. I do not know. I don't design Bentleys, unfortunately. I don't design Bentleys or flags or wedding dresses. I'll give it a go. I don't think it'd be very good. Yeah, great day for a revolutionary coup, says Stanley Beckett. Maybe. There used to be a police station in the park's police force for the Arch. That, indeed. That's very interesting. Whenever I hear a gunshot or someone shout, I think, oh my God, the revolution started, but actually it's part of the procession. I told you this would take a long time. They're just coming now to the front of Buckingham Palace. That's the front of Buckingham Palace, looking out over London. Yeah. And that's Victoria Monument there. With the gold-topped angel. I think it's gold leaf, but still. Some good plunder there, me hearties. We should be plundering that booty. Taking it down to underneath the ship. Down to the scally decks. Under the poop deck. Arr. I don't really know me pirate lingo so well. Captain, you don't design wedding dresses, not even for pirates. No, I leave it to me first mate to be designing the wedding dresses. He's very good at it. There's a man dressed as a giant microphone still. You look silly, man. I really don't know why Prince Andrew thought that it would be good if he was there. I think he'd be doing more damage than good, to be honest with you. Yarr. There's the royal nonce, says Stanley. The official royal nonce. No feedback off that man's head, says Roslyn. Patrick says, a pirate in a dress is a formidable sight. Indeed. Might be getting mixes up with Harry. Indeed. Why has William got medals? Can't remember him being engaged in any military action. Well, here's the interesting thing. So, even though the King and Prince William are not actively part of the army, they are still part of the army in an honorary sense. Whereas Harry isn't part of the army anymore because he left. And once you leave the army, you cannot wear your uniform. Unless you're a particularly high rank. But say if you're a captain in the army, not the navy, but the army, you can't wear your army uniform to get married, for instance. True story. Thank you. Why have they got these crazy feathers on their heads? I don't know. I'm surprised they let so many royals together in one place, one bomb or attack and the full line of replacements for the Queen were wiped out. Well, there's a lot more. There's more where they came from. You might end up with John Goodman. You never know. They should have left Andrew at home and said, "You're our designated survivor, old chap, just in case anything happens." But I think there's a part of people that watch these kind of things that's secretly thinking, I wonder if anything mad is going to happen. And you're watching it thinking, is something mad going to happen? It's a bit like car racing, Formula One, Grand Prix. Is something mad going to happen? I might watch it, even though it's quite boring, because something mad might happen. You never know. Bye-bye, David. Bye-bye. I'm waving with my hook. Yarr. Duke Vengeance might fall asleep. I'm not being entertaining enough. I'm very sorry. I need a bit more grog. Hang on. There we go. All good. All good, you scurvy dogs. Now she's going to go past Buckingham Palace. It's a brilliant shot. If I was a camera op here, I'd be very happy with that shot. You've got the palace there. And then right in the centre, you have the Queen's coffin passing the Palace of Buckingham. There we go. Waving to her old home one last time. You have to kind of wonder why they don't do things like this when people are alive, when they might appreciate it a bit more. I mean, they have the Jubilee, but that man's got very, very big feathers coming out of his hat. Yeah, I like some feathers coming out of my hat. Actually, I think you're allowed to get married in uniform if you're not a commissioned officer, says George. Arr. Yeah, but I mean, once you're not a soldier anymore, George, I think that once you retire from the army, once you are discharged, honourably discharged, you're not allowed to wear your uniform, unless you're a particularly high-ranking officer. I think someone can correct me on that, as George just tried to. Yarr. So now they've gone past the palace, and now they're heading towards Hyde Park. There are 3 roads leading to Buckingham Palace. There's the Mall. There's the road that they're about to go down, which goes towards the Admiralty Arch and Hyde Park Corner. And then there's Birdcage Walk. Birdcage Walk is the one that goes to Victoria Coach Station. If you're getting the megabus. Patrick asks if anyone has seen London Has Fallen. Yes. I mean, there be the sceptre and the orb. The orb represents the defence of Christianity, unless they're the wrong flavour of Christians, in which case they'll be put to the stake. They will. And the sceptre represents justice for some reason. A stick with which to beat peasants. That represents justice. Yar. And the Queen the crown represents lots and lots and lots of money. With government cuts, that must be the entire Royal Navy marching, right? Stanley, you're not far wrong. The voiceover man, I think Hugh Edwards, just said the choice was made to take her from Hyde Park to Windsor in a car. God, were they thinking of walking? That would have taken a while. Now, do you remember Princess Diana's funeral when they had a long, long procession in the car and people were throwing roses into the streets. That did happen. Oh, good. I'm glad the butty van is there so people can get their butties in the butty van while they're waiting in the queue. Even if Charles William have military titles, what do they get the medals for? I thought you had to achieve something to get a medal. Actually, in the British Army, I think it's quite... actually, in the British Army, I hear it's quite difficult to actually get a medal. In reality, if you're a real soldier, whereas if you're an honorary soldier, you get gongs up the kazooie. Patrick says, what will they be throwing when it's Prince Andrew's turn? Ha! Probably poop. Here she comes, old Queenie. Down the road towards Hyde Park. Yarr. Flanked by her soldiers. Scots Guard, sailors, Admiralty, Navy. And maybe some representatives from the Air Force as well, I think. I think that's that guy there. Air Force. I do like the fact that the people at the back look like they're being pulled along. Arr. Apparently the bell of Big Ben is tolling across London. Although we can't really hear it because of all the sound from the marching bands. And there's the gun salute. Yarr. 50% of the crew on aircraft carriers to be American because the Royal Navy not got enough sailors. Royal Navy have to dock ships to even have enough sailors. That's from QA Library, indeed. It's very Star Wars, says HK, indeed. I think Star Wars was slightly based on the British Empire. It was the evil empire, after all. JD says, I wanted to live to 100, so she'd have to write herself congratulations on reaching 100. I wanted her to reach 100, so she would be the longest reigning monarch in the world whose dates are verifiable. At the moment, she's the second, and forever will be, I think. The gun's getting ready to shoot anyone who rollerblades through the park, says Mark. Indeed. Yarr. If you're just joining us, welcome to this International Talk Like a Pirate Day. I'm Graham Hughes, and we are commenting on the royal funeral of Queen Elizabeth II as she's taken down the bow to Hyde Park Corner in her gun carriage, which is being pulled by some sailors, some able-bodied sea dogs like myself. Yarr. I want to see one of the big guns firing. I want to see them, run a shot across the bow. That's what I'd like to see. It's one hell of a procession. Very, very long. Serving in the BA at the right time gets you a medal, which is Jubilee year. Also, Irish Defence Forces awarded the 1916 Centenary Medals for those who served during 2016, says Chatty Rat. Well, there you go. I mean, they don't get... There's only one medal for bravery, which is the Victoria Cross, and then there's the George Cross for civilians who have been very brave. But apart from that, I don't think you just don't really get medals for things. You get a ribbon, you get tours. When you've been on tour, you get ribbons. But I just don't think we give out medals except when it's a special occasion. So they're a bit like fun badges, you know, when you turn up to the school fair or something and you get a little fun badge because the school fair was there and you were there at it. I think it's a mark of attendance rather than a mark of being any good in combat. I think that's the way it works. I mean, I've been pulled by a sailor, to be fair. Woohoo, says Mark. Oh, to be pulled by some sailors, says Anthony. I'm back, cheese and toast in hand. I'm very jealous of your cheese and toast. Number 3, what happened to the guy who ran up and touched her coffin? What? Someone ran up and touched her coffin? What? You mean, was that when she was lying in state, I think? I don't know. Been arrested. Charged with a breach of the peace. The tower, I suspect. The tower. Indeed. Right. Come on, get on with it. I want to get back to the grog. There's a gentleman wearing a pith helmet there, a white pith helmet, representing somewhere or other. They got all the sailors, and then just behind the sailors, you got a giant microphone, and behind the giant microphone, you can just about see the big royal nonce, Prince Andrew. You've also got Prince Henry there, Prince Harry, Princess Anne. Walking along there. Next to her is Prince William. And hiding behind the giant microphone is King Charles. It's pretty bad to be upstaged by a giant human microphone, I think, when you've just become king. What could I say? So when everyone leaves the Commonwealth next few years, what will happen to the Empire medals, etc.? Well, I don't know. I thought for a while that when people get an OBE, Order of the British Empire, I kind of think that it should be Order of British Excellence. Let's just get rid of the word Empire out of our lexicon, because it wasn't a good time. A good time was not had by all. Oh, talking about not having a good time. The Prince George there looks thoroughly pissed off. He's not having a good time. This is rubbish. I want to go home and play PlayStation, he's thinking. Fair enough, kid. Fair enough. Right, shiver me timbers. Now, we would traditionally, as pirates, we would have a burial at sea, for our shipmates who had carked it. But occasionally, we'd have to take them back to land, which would mean sacrificing a barrel of our favourite ram, put the body in the ram to keep it pickled, keep it fresh for when it got back to Blighty. And apparently people would take a sip of the ram with the dead body in, because it gets pretty lonely on a ship. What can I say? Yar. Captain, someone tell the giant microphone to get his head out of the way. We can't see anything, says George. Indeed. Samuso says, hey, Graham, yar, is the accent hurting your throat yet? No, my wonderful scurvy lass. Catherine at the High Seas came down with a pint of water for me to help out. I don't know how I'm going to feel later, though. Yar. It would just like being the morning after I've been to a gig. Or maybe the morning after I just got back from a festival. Pickle me timbers, yar. Bring a spring upon ya. What's happening now? Let's have a look. It's Admiralty Arch there. Arch. That was a little clap of thunder then. Royalty only at a certain level can be incarcerated at the tower. The public are not allowed to be imprisoned, says QA Library. Well, there you go. Questions and answers from the library. As we go on, not much happening at the moment here at Admiralty Arch. They're getting ready for the cortege, the coffin, the constables, the consigliere. Aye. Pass me spyglass. I can't see where the Queenie is. I can just see a little bit of activity under the arch there. Some little legs sticking out from under the arch. We'll get there in the end. So, 19th of September, bank holiday from now on. Why not? No, I think we should wait till the summer. We'll have a holiday in the summer, I think. It's a bit too cold at the moment. I went camping this weekend, and it was very, very cold. They're about half an hour late, according to Dutch TV. Yes, they are broadcasting it too. Half an hour late. This is not shipshape. And Bristol fashion. Shiver me timbers. Squab the deck. Raise the halyard. Anchors away. Unleash. Loosen the mainsail. Salt water and ginger will sort you out. Or I can't eat ginger. It'd be cannibalism. Where I come from. Doesn't half sound like they're going to play the Star Wars theme. There she is. Oh, Queenie. Finally, once and for all in a box. The national anthem will, in a breakaway edition, be sung at the Labour Party conference next weekend. The move comes in spite for fears that delegates may boo, especially as it's going to be held in Liverpool. We have all terrible Republicans. Dutch still have a monarchy, says JD. They do indeed. As do the Danish and the Swedish and the Portuguese and the Spanish and a bunch of other countries. Yeah. Living in the box. Well, she's not living, is she? One would hope not. What would your grandmother say if she were alive today? She'd say, help, get me out of this box. What? No red flag? Oh, do the Portuguese not have a royal family anymore? Okay, I'll let you off. Sorry. I meant the Belgians. I don't know everything. I'm just a wee pirate, you know, trying to make ends meet. I kind of like the Queen, to be honest, says JD. I thought the Queen was all right. As queens go, she was all right. She wasn't the worst of them. There we go, and the Admiralty Arch. Some camera people on the arch. Our conservative says we wouldn't close parks, etc. when our monarch would pass away. It's only once every 96 years. I wouldn't worry about it. What did real pirates actually sound like? Number 3, they just sounded like normal people. The reason why we talk like this when we're pretending to be a pirate is because Long John Silver, in the book Treasure Island, was said to come from Cornwall. So when he was played by a famous actor in a play, the famous actor played him with a Cornish accent. True story. But believe you me, the pirates of the Malacca Strait and the pirates of Somalia do not sound like this. Someone be blowing whistles. I don't know what that's for. I don't know what happens now. I don't think anyone knows what happens now. I think we just stand there for a bit, looking a bit solemn. We pose for the photo. And there's Meghan, She's not looking sad enough. Looks sadder. How dare you? I've got a great question for Mystery Hour. Remind me at the end of this, because I'm going to call in this week with my good question for Mystery Hour. Although someone's probably already asked it before. I don't know. A rollerblading pirate would look cool. You're right. It would indeed. Imagine your mum dying and then having to go on a huge public procession. Yeah, that would suck. Although, if it was one of those party funerals where you have like a jazz band at the front and you play loads of jazz songs and everyone dances, I could get behind that kind of funeral. This is a bit maudlin, don't you think? It's a bit grim. It's not a celebration of life. It's more of a commiseration of death. Conservator telling us there about privateers and pirates. The privateers were basically funded by the crown to go out and cause trouble. True story. Duke Vengeance making a great point there in the comments. Imagine your gran dying and then going on a massive public procession with everyone hating your wife for no reason other than the fact they're all a bunch of bloody racists. Very true. I have to say, Harry has a lot of my sympathy. Yar. Unlike Prince Andrew, who can go to hell. I was going to say something a bit worse than that, but I better not. What happens now? Does the coffin get launched into space? Does it go upright, and then up into space? That would be really cool. Shoot her into space. So old Queenie can just kind of float around the Earth as a satellite for generations to come. Apparently, Charles has put £2,000 behind the bar. That'd get about one round in London, won't it? Let me see. Splice the main brace. Cleave him to the biscuit. Your Jack Ketch, Hornswoggle, Hempton halter. Me hearties. Look out! We seem to have a whistle in me ear. Why they be whistling? A loop-de-loop, please, with red, white, and blue. That would be amazing. There be a leaf. An Evans leaf that got missed when they picked them up. This man doesn't know how to wear a hat. See, that guy does. It's on his head. Have a look at Dash 8Q400's comment. When I was in Stockholm, the princess actually got on the train opposite us after the Avicii tribute concert. That's pretty cool. Didn't think that would happen here. We've pissed off too many people, we have. I don't think there was much of a Swedish Empire now, was there? Okay. Put her on your shoulders, lads. We're going to pop her in the car to go to Windsor. Windsor. Good job it wasn't a month ago. How many would be fainting in the heat? Indeed. What if it was one of those days where it was 50 degrees? Arr. It would be brilliant if the Queen was launched into space. I know. That's what I said. A pirate words, hornswoggle, to swindle something, usually money out of someone else. I said that. Arr, here we go again. Marchy, Marchy. Yeah. One of our queens is missing. Someone's stolen the Queen off the gun carriage. And they're marching off with their gun carriage in tow, literally. Very well trained little humans. It's a bit of a shame they couldn't find trousers that fitted them, though. Never mind. There's some people on the arch. Oh, look out. They're going to hit that guy. What? Stop. Whew. I thought that man with the microphone hat might have been hit by the car then. He was standing right in the way. There be the hearse. For our Queenie. Yar. Short trousers, indeed. The Rishi Sunak tribute act. Indeedy. Space Queen. I agree. They've been practicing this since the 60s. I don't think so. They don't look old enough. Yarr. Pieces of 8. Now they're getting ready to hoist the mizzen. Pop the box into the hearse. Don't drop it, lads. What? What was that thing they did with their hands? That was a bit weird, wasn't it? Don't laugh, don't laugh, don't laugh, don't laugh. Don't tell a joke. Right, here we go. Did they have to move the old Atlas and spare tyre to fit him in the back? Possibly, Mark, possibly. There's the royal family there, watching as the Queen is put into the hearse. After the procession. Okay, you don't have the coffin anymore, lads. You can walk normally. Why are they walking like crabs? You're not holding a box. You can just walk off. Okay. Right. Well done, lads. Off you jolly well pop. Arr. Blow me down. Right. Now the lassie's going to be taken to Windsor. Does anyone know the Windsor? Someone just asked. Indeed. We have to get the Tom Go working. It's all gone very quiet. Right, they're in. Yarr. Sat-nav. Princess Victoria of Sweden, that's her name. Yarr. Princess Vicky. They're all related, you know. What this scene needs is a loudly cussing Irishman. Possibly. But my Irish impression is even worse than my pirate impression. Now they're playing God Save the King. The sound's going up and down all over the shop. That's not me. Maybe there are cannons going off. Especially made Jaguar there. Do the royals from different countries still chill together? Well, they tried that, didn't they? They all married each other and then there would never be a war. And then we had World War One. Yarr. Okay, you young buccaneers. It looks like we're coming to the end of our footage here because I don't want to follow it all the way to Windsor. Does anyone want me to continue talking bollocks in a silly pirate voice which keeps changing between my posh voice and my pirate voice because I'm not very good at it? Does anyone want me to keep going on, or can we leave it at that and just say, well done, Queenie. Thank you for all that. What you did there. Paddington Bear. Marmalade sandwiches. VE Day. All that jazz. No. Number 3 does not want me to continue. Yarr. I can see why not, number 3. Keep on pirate, Graham. Oh, we have a difference of opinion. Well, you know, I'm swayed by debate. Stay on, says Jay. Well, this is not very interesting now. I mean, it's literally just going to be a car. Yarr. Welcome to International Talk Like a Pirate Day. The Queen, Elizabeth II's funeral. At the same time. Show. And off it goes to Windsor. Best funeral ever, says Patrick. And Jay's disappointed she didn't get a parrot. Next time, me hearties, that the monarch gets buried on International Talk Like a Pirate Day, I will get a parrot. People be throwing flowers. I hope no one throws a hedgehog. Conservator says, take a break. The whole thing has been fun. An Undertaker's hearse was used in Scotland. That's a state hearse, so it has no number plate. Queenie doesn't need a number plate, you see, she's the Queen. Number 3 says, I have bugger else to do, but you may need a break. You know me. Hughes 24. Yarr. Does anyone remember if they were actually there? No, I definitely wasn't. Truss impersonator. Indeed. Let's listen in to what the BBC is saying for a moment.
Out on that balcony. And I think if anyone's wondering, what must she make of all of this? Remember when she stepped out for the last time, overwhelmed with emotion, at that sea of faces, that sea of people there for her. Well, today they turned out again to bid a final farewell.
They did, Robert, and the sense of love and respect and admiration is just as strong as the sense of loss.
It is, Hugh. I thought it was rather touching. We saw just a few moments ago almost a ghost of a smile on the face of the king as he saw the end of this extraordinary ceremony, because it's been a spectacular and as we said earlier, unprecedented gathering of not just of world leaders but of all these armed forces from around the world. This is a ceremony unlike anything really, as you said earlier, since the funeral of George VI, possibly since the coronation, and it's all gone exactly as the Queen would have wanted. She paid a great deal of attention to all of this, and she would have been so pleased to see it just go the way it's gone. And I think the wonderful contrast between the solemnity and the formalities we had a little earlier, and now just look at the capital coming out. I mean, they are 20, 30, 40, 50 deep in places, the whole of Hyde Park, and now this is the sort of on her way to the other part of all of this, which will be, I think, rather more intimate.
Last night it was a glorious rainbow over London when we were...
There'll be a glorious rainbow. I might just leave the commentary on so you can laugh at what they're saying in the commentary, or at least make fun of the commentary that's coming through. What's people saying? Well done, you did great, said HK. Oh, thank you very much. Has anyone seen the footage of Andrew looking at the flowers outside Balmoral? Oh, yes.
It's been somber, but not gloomy. This is the issue. Because, as so many people have said, a life of 96 years is something to be...
I really don't understand all this hierarchy stuff. It's clearly tribal, but I don't get the emotional attachment, says number 3.
People understand that...
You know. It was a character that we all knew. And in our increasingly atomized lives, it's very difficult for someone to go, I know that person. It's like if you read the same book as somebody else, you've got a little bit in common with them. So if you know a famous person and they know a famous person too, you can talk about that. Whereas you can't really talk to them about the people that you know in your life. The reason being, they don't know those people in your life. So we end up talking about fictional characters, TV shows, celebrities. They're giving her a hip hip hooray here.
The double rainbow.
They're talking about the
Buckingham
rainbows
Palace, the
now.
rainbow.
Double
at
rainbow.
Castle.
The
We'll be
rainbows.
looking
There was a
out
rainbow
for a
when the
rainbow
Queen
later.
died. Because it had been raining, you see. Arr. This green person won't do a live stream soon. Why do you say that? Is that because my throat's going to be absolutely scuttled? Scuttled, I tell you. Arr. They're talking about the extraordinary monarch. Of course they are, because, you know, they can only have one monarch at a time. So, of course, he's going to be extraordinary, because most ordinary people can't be the monarch. I do find it very interesting, though, that the two times that a royal decided to marry an American, there being Edward VIII with Wallace Simpson and Prince Harry with Meghan Markle. Meghan Markle. Have you noticed how the British public didn't like it? They didn't like it at all. The special relationship where it suits us. You would do well as George III, says number 3. Indeed. They were both divorced too. What's that? Might have to do with your throat, yes, says Conservator. Respect. Thank you very much. I could do this all day, said the piratey Captain America. He was the best captain I've ever sailed under. Now we're back in the studio with people talking to each other. So I'm going to be turning that volume down on that because I don't really care. I don't care what these people have to say about stuff. I do care about you, though. I like you. You're all right. You can stay. So we're going to get rid of that, I think. And then we're going to very respectfully grow me a little bit. Okay, so I've grown. Shine on. That didn't work quite as I would have liked it to. Okay, that'll do. Ha-ha! Hello, and welcome to the Queen's funeral, pirate edition. Because today was International Talk Like a Pirate Day. So I thought I would entertain you with a little bit of a talk over the top. A commentary, if you will, done in a pirate voice. Very respectful. Does anyone know a pirate joke? I know a few pirate jokes. Why are pirates called pirates? They just are. What? No? Big bowl of marshmallows on the coffee table in front of you there. Yep, marshmallows. I'm quite jealous of that. Pirated technology. Now that I'm a bit bigger, you can possibly see the care and attention and love of detail that I put into my get-up today, where I dressed a little bit like a pirate, and I had to make a hat very quickly this morning out of a bit of cardboard. I've got my normal hat over here, so don't be worrying. That'll come back at some point, but at the moment, we're just using pirated technology to make a pirate gag. So today was International Talk Like a Pirate Day. Genuine holiday that's fallen every September the 19th since 1995. So, also the Queen's funeral. Thank you very much. What's a pirate's favourite doll? Barbie. I like it. If you want to keep coming with the pirate jokes, you've got me for another couple of minutes before I say heave-ho, hoist the mizzen, and I'm out of here. Anchors away. This stream was my number 2 choice, says Chatty Rat. Rosie Malone. I watched the Waterford Whispered News stream until it ended. With Bale Bad Buddy commentating. Bale, not Bill. Bill Bad Buddy commentating, sorry. My screen be very small and insignificant. I cannot read it very big. That'd be better. I'll just move that over there. Right. Okay, then. I'm just going to change my size a little bit. I think I'm a bit too big. Does anyone care? I don't think anyone cares. I care. I care. Deeply. There you go. That's better. And now I'm going to make it so my arm doesn't disappear in quite such an obnoxious fashion. I don't know if you be taking this seriously, Graham. I am taking this seriously. I'll have you know. Just so you know. Right, where were we? Pirated technology. Does anyone have a pirate joke? I seem to have lost where I was. Okay. I see what's happened. My chat has my chat has gone horribly wrong. I'm sorry, I can't see the chat function. There we go. Perfect. It's done that thing where, it makes the thing very small. Oh, £5 there from Patrick. Thank you, Patrick, very much for the £5. Oh, good, I can shrink it from the top. Okay, good. £5 there from Patrick McCarthy. Should help towards some throat lozenges. Thanks for making it bearable and keeping it light. Thank you for watching, sir. Thank you very much. I'm just going to get rid of the left crop a little bit here. Let's change that to 500, I think. Oh, God. What happened there? I didn't realize it would do it live. Stupid thing. Okay, that'll do for now, I think. Right. There we go. Okay, a little bit better. Where was I? I recommend you watch on YouTube Bill Baddy's coverage of a queen lying in state. I'll try and find that. I will. What do you call a pirate with 3 eyes? Pirate, says JD. Very, very good. Any more pirate jokes? You can throw them at me and I'll say them out loud before I go. Loved your Anthony Hopkins doing his Tommy Cooper impression voice. Thank you very much there, Ted Boy. I appreciate it. And I like your piratey name there, Ted Boy. And I also love your terrible, terrible jokes. 3.14% of sailors are pirates. Aye. Do that, me hearty. Okay, right. I'm going to leave it at that. I will be back on Thursday night for another edition of Graham Hughes's War on Error. I'll try and start it at around 9 o'clock. We'll see how it goes. Obviously, we're in a period of mourning, and I don't know if things are going to be normal. But if they are, I'll be back on Thursday. I would be doing Prime Minister's Question Time on Wednesday, but it's not taking place because of the Queen carking it. Yeah, she died. Next weekend, I'll be going to the Labour Party conference. I don't know if I'm very good. I don't know if I'm going to be welcome. But I'm going to be in Liverpool nonetheless. So I'll be doing some shows from Liverpool next weekend and until Wednesday next week from Liverpool, telling you what's happening at the Labour Party conference. Yarr. So if you're interested in any of that stuff, join me on the Graham Hughes Politics channel, which I should have changed to Graham Hughes Pirate channel for the day, but I didn't think of that until just now. Bollocks. Didn't think I was going to watch the funeral, says Conservator. Lying in state, not lying in state. Thanks you, says Conservator. Yar. Aye. Do that, me hearty. Going to the conference, great. I don't know if I'll get in, but I will be in Liverpool. I've got friends and family there. I can stay anywhere I like. So, yes. Thank you. Absolutely great, says HK. So thank you. Thank you very much for joining us on this momentous occasion of good Queen Bessie's funeral. And I've done the whole thing in a silly pirate voice that sometimes wavered, sometimes didn't work, but I got through it, and that's the main thing. So, I'm going off now to have myself a nice cup of tea and a bit of toast with honey on it. So, until next time, bring me the horizon, me beautiful hearties. Thank you so much for watching. I love you all, especially the people who gave me some money towards my throat appeal. So, goodbye to Chatty Rat and Chatterl and Conservator and Peter Jan and Roslyn and Patrick and everybody else. And number 3, there you go, Wave Red. So, until next time, I'll say it's time to weigh anchor and hoist the mizzen. All aboard the Queen Elizabeth II. May she rest in peace in Davy Jones's locker. Arr!